This e-commerce business can make $1 million a year, and I'm going to talk through all the marketing strategies that you need to deploy to get this to grow. And the best part about this business is that it's in a category that's really defined, but it's super early in the growth cycle of people wanting to buy this product. There's also not a clear defined winner in this category yet, so I think there's an opportunity to really create a brand that owns this category. And there's also a bunch of opportunity to expand in this category into other offerings besides your initial flagship product. I'm Cody Schneider. I have 15 plus years of digital marketing experience, and the business you're going to be building today is Beef Tallow Face Cream. So before we dive into the actual marketing strategies of how to grow this company, let's just look at the data of why this is a massive opportunity. So right here, what I'm looking at is Beef Tallow Face Cream and the search volume for that over the last couple of months. So from the beginning of 2024, it's gone from about 1,800 searches per month up to 12,000 searches per month. So year over year growth, that is just ridiculous. Where this interest is coming from is a lot of people are looking for natural face products, natural face cream products. And beef tallow is one of these moisturizing products that fits into that natural living category. It doesn't have a lot of added chemicals, and relatively it's natural to what people are looking for and buying on the market. And before we jump into the digital marketing strategies to actually grow this brand, the first thing I would do is go and identify a distributor that you could work with, or somebody that you could white label this through. So I just went to Perplexity. I literally just searched beef tallow face cream drop shipping, white label companies. It's going to give you a list of companies. You can have it expand and do more. I would find one of these probably within the US, and then see if you can start with a drop shipping component if you are strapped for cash, or go get a minimum order quantity ordered and get your initial inventory that way. Now I'm paraphrasing this process, but I would reach out to all of them, get their pricing sheets, and then basically try to get them to bid against each other on the business that you're offering, or basically to get your business, have them compete. All right, so let's talk about the digital marketing strategies that you can deploy now. Facebook ads is going to be a no-brainer. Google search ads are also going to be a no-brainer. Creator marketing campaigns is also going to be a great channel for this. And then the other one would be search engine optimization, focusing on all the long tail keywords related to this product or the outcomes this product creates. So let's start with Facebook ads and what we're seeing be effective right now. So on the Facebook ad sides, you should look at using AI avatars to create the ad creative that you're going to test. So how we do this process, and we see a lot of success, is we go and we first identify the pain points for the product that we are trying to sell. So dry skin moisturization, skin barrier protection, anti-inflammatory and soothing. And then based off of all these, you go and you create scripts around those pain points as the hook of the piece of media that you're generating. So I'd pull out this anti-inflammatory one probably to begin with. I think that's the biggest differentiator. And then I would go and create a hook or a script around that. So here's the hook that I would do. If you're religious about your face routine, you need to pay attention. And then I would drop right into the benefits and kind of tell a story throughout this. If you get puffiness in your face in the morning, you need to find an anti-inflammatory face cream. At night, these creams help you reduce inflammation, so when you wake up in the morning, you don't look as puffy. And as we all know, inflammation is the real culprit when it comes to wrinkles, so reducing swelling while you sleep will help your skin stay smooth long term. And the best product to reduce inflammation is Beef Tallow Face Cream. Click the link to learn more. So you have that hard call to action at the end of it. So I would take this and I would go to ChatGPT and I would have it rewrite this script 10 different times. And then what I would do is I would take that to HeyGen. And then in HeyGen, what you're going to do is you're going to have HeyGen generate videos for every variation of that script. And then you're going to run Facebook ads against each of those variations, a conversion event for a purchasing decision. And if you don't know how to set up a Facebook ads for Shopify, just go and YouTube it. Look for a tutorial for a purchase conversion event. It's going to be built in. It's super straightforward to set up. Don't buy any courses from any gurus. You don't need that. There's tons of free tutorials that will show you how to do this. And then the last thing I'll leave you with is what you're trying to identify as the cheapest cost per click or cost per conversion, CPA, that you can get from all these different pieces of creative. And why you should use HeyGen or these AI avatar tools is because traditionally you would have to go to something like Billo. You would pay a creator to go and create these ads. but it would cost you about $100 per video. So if you wanted to make 10 ad creative variations, that would cost you $1,000. In contrast, you can make those for less than $1 on HeyGen. And then once you identify a winning format, then you can come back, you can hire a creator to actually do that same script. And what you're going to see is that the CPC will even get lower once you've identified the format that works. And I want to just do this for that only pain point. I would do that for all of these pain points, all these different variations, all these different hook types, all these different storytelling formats, and also try to think of different ones. Like another hook that would work is, are you into natural living? Or something along the lines of, if you're into natural living, but you're not using a natural face cream, here's 3 solutions for you. List of solutions. Beef Tallow is the last one. Call to action to learn more. All right, so that's your Facebook ad strategy. Let's now move on to Google ads. So as you can see, the CPCs on these are still pretty cheap. So Beef Tallow Face Cream. And because this is a recurring purchase product, you can probably take a loss on the initial purchase because the customer lifetime value will pay you back. So let's break that down on what that means. You basically say one of these costs $10. And it costs you $9 to get a new customer. But you know that people that buy this will turn into repeat purchasers through the email marketing that you're running, etc. So what you'll do is you'll take a loss or close to a loss on that initial product purchase because you know in the long term, you're going to make more money off of that customer. So what you're going to look for is a ROAS of probably 3x, if not less, maybe 2x. It depends on how competitive this category is. But because it's a consumable that will get purchased over and over again into the future, you'll have repeat customers that will come from this. All right, so for the Google ads that I'd run, I'd find all of the long tail keywords for beef tallow face, all those different variations. I'd probably do a broad match campaign, sending them directly to the product page and then a conversion event for that payment. And then I would do what's called an alpha beta campaign. An alpha beta campaign is basically a testing campaign where 80% of your budget goes initially. Once you identify the keywords that are creating signups, creating conversions, then you shift those over to the beta campaign. Once you've identified the keywords that are most likely to create conversions, you shift the majority of your budget to that beta. So what that looks like long term is you have one campaign that's testing new keywords, and then you have a second campaign where the majority of your money is being spent on that acquisition that you know, bidding on only those keywords that you know are most likely to create a conversion event. All right, so the next thing I would do is I would go and probably hire creators. So you can get them for about $800 to $1,000 a month right now. What they do is they go and they post clips across all of the channels that are short form content. This is going to do 2 things for you. You're going to identify types of creatives or talking points that audiences will naturally respond to, and you're going to get branded search to occur from these videos that they're posting. You should also have them put a link in the bio of the accounts that they're doing these posts from, so you can track how effective they are at driving traffic. The other thing that I would measure is branded searches happening over time for your company and tracking that using Google Search Console. It's a free product from Google that anybody can use. This will allow you to see the branded searches that are coming from mobile devices long term. It's not a perfect way to identify source that's coming from these creators that you hire, but at least it's some data point for you. You go and find these creators, just go to Twitter, search content creator. There's going to be thousands of these. They're all for hire. Ask them for their price points. Find people in your demographic. It's typically women that will be the best for a product like this. These people also exist in Discord channels. You can probably find them if you search Reddit. Okay, so the last thing I would do is I would do e-commerce SEO. This is one of the most overlooked channels for e-commerce brands, but it's one of the best investments you can make long term. So I would go and find every long tail keyword related to best face cream for X. I would also look for something like best face moisturizer as well. And what you're going to do is go create blog post content for every one of these keywords that are related to the product. So here's how to use AI to do that. You'd basically take this keyword, you would go to page 1 of Google, you would look for what's ranking currently. So open up all of those ones that are ranking organically. You then go and you would scrape everything on page 1 of Google, and you would take everything that you scrape, you would put it into AI, and you'd say, write a 2,000-word blog post about best goat milk face moisturizer based on the text provided. What this is going to do is it's going to context orient the AI so it understands the type of content that it should create to rank on page 1 for that target keyword phrase. And then you would do that for every one of these. And then on those blog posts, you would do 2 things. You'd have a pop-up at a 20% scroll rate related to the product so that it drives them deeper in to purchase the beef tallow face cream. You would also inject call to actions within that page as well, so that every other screen length, it has that call to action on the blog post as people are scrolling. And if that sounds like a lot of work, no worries. You can go use this company called Landing Cat. They automate SEO and CRO for e-commerce companies. How it works is they ingest your product catalog, find all of the long tail keywords related to your brand, and then programmatically build collection promotion pages or blog posts based off of the search intent of those keyword phrases. Here's an example of what their dashboard looks like. They have a conversion pixel, just like the Facebook ads pixel or the Klaviyo pixel, that tracks which pages are creating revenue. And then based off of that clickstream data they're getting from the pixel, they're optimizing those pages in the background so that they become more effective at driving revenue for your brand. And the best part about this is that the cost stays the same, but your revenue and ROAS increase month over month. So for a brand, this is a great long-term investment because the costs are predictable and you're not on that ROAS hamster wheel. And if you like content like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want startup marketing tactics, go follow me on Twitter. And if you want business growth stories, go follow me on LinkedIn. And I also share everything I'm seeing from the front lines in my email newsletter. Go subscribe to that now.